I literally spent 6 years trying to resolve burnout and exhaustion and extreme fatigue as a mom. And it wasn't until recently that I finally discovered a real key to that healing journey. And I want to share that with you today. And I'm sharing this from a place of like not even fully being on the other side of it yet. I wouldn't say that I'm fully outside of it, but I have made such a massive difference. And it didn't include any supplements, it didn't cost me any money, it didn't require anything that you typically hear people talk about out there and trying to like sell for the solution to this problem. So I just feel like it's so important to share this that I want to make this video now before I'm 100% on the other side, because I feel like so much of the content out there is like women who have lost 50 or 80 pounds and they're just like fully thriving again. They're already remarried. They're making $10,000 a month. They're already there. But I want to show up kind of in the middle. I'm not there yet. I have lost 20 pounds so far, but I'm not fully on the other side of that burnout season, but I am emerging from it. I will tell you 100% I am emerging from it and I can feel a difference in my life. And that's why I want to share my a little bit of my story, but mostly I just want to get into what actually made a difference in this healing process. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that I definitely have a very different view. Let me just put my microphone on my straw. I have a very different view of why burnout happens for us as single moms than what you typically are probably going to hear people talk about on the internet. So I come from a background in learning German New Medicine as a very root cause of what's causing the adrenal fatigue, burnout, whatever you want to call it. And so let me just get right into it. I'm not going to go super in depth into explaining what German New Medicine is, but it is a very different. It's not allopathic. Um, it's not like homeopathic. It's not based in most of the stuff you find out there. It is very new and it's not completely widely accepted yet. So it is a very different approach. But so in the German New Medicine understanding of adrenal fatigue, overcoming major exhaustion and burnout, especially specifically as a single mom, it's going to be related to a chronic conflict that is happening over and over again, where you have a lot of triggers in your daily life putting you back into a conflict active state. If you know German New Medicine, you know what that means. And the thing is that where I actually take this is like one step deeper than traditional German New Medicine is I actually look at what is the core belief within you that is allowing these triggers to still exist, that is allowing this conflict to still be in a hanging healing and be causing the fatigue. So we know that in German New Medicine, the cause of specifically adrenal dysfunction is either one of two things. It can be a period of intense, unbearable stress, which could absolutely be a divorce and separation period. Or two, it could be where you have this mindset or a feeling that you're on the wrong path in life or that you made the wrong decision and that you're going down the wrong path, which could also absolutely be related to divorce. If you feel like, you really thought your life was going to go a certain way, and then now you're getting divorced and it's not exactly what you want, like maybe the divorce wasn't really your decision, but ultimately it is. Like maybe you or your husband cheated on you and you wanted to stay in that marriage. You thought it was great, but now you're getting divorced. You could feel like you're on the wrong path. I wasn't supposed to get divorced. I made the wrong decision in marrying him in the first place. That was me. I definitely relate to that. And so I spent years literally in like regret and a little bit of shame, feeling like I married the wrong person. I made a mistake. It was my fault for not owning my truth and allowing myself to marry him in the first place. So I was going through years of this chronic state of fatigue because anytime I would get reminded of the marriage, the divorce, anytime we had transitions, pickups, drop offs with the kids, it was like a reminder of how I made the wrong decision, how I'm on the wrong path. So that was my chronic thing that I kept stepping on and putting me back into adrenal fatigue. And then healing it was feeling exhausted, feeling drained all the time. So I want to talk about, so that's just the German new medicine basis of information you need to know, like why this is why specifically adrenal fatigue happens, and that's most likely what's causing your burnout. So it's those two possible causes, and resolution of these symptoms requires a few things. I have three specific things here that I want you to know. So resolution of these specific, extreme physical fatigue, mental brain fog, exhaustion, probably also weight gain in the process. Step one is going to be a new identity that is rooted in truth. Because I can guarantee that if you are having this conflict, you have a core part of your identity that is based in a lie. And I'll explain more about that in a minute. Number two, resolution of your symptom is going to require a slow but steady rewiring of your thoughts from the old you that was based in lies, like I just mentioned in number one, to the real you, which is the whole real you as you were made in God's image, that's based in truth. And number three, resolution of symptoms is going to require knowing that you do have a personal relationship with your Heavenly Father, and that He cares about you and He values you, He adores you, and He wants to see you successful, healthy, thriving in life. He truly wants that for you, because what good father doesn't want that for their daughter? So I really believe that in order to truly heal this, we have to come to terms with the fact that we are loved and we do have a father that wants us to succeed and be thriving in life. And like, if you are going through life with the belief that this all powerful God, whether you think of it as the Christian God or some other, like the universe or something, if you think that He somehow wants you to be in this shitty season, that this is a lesson, that you're supposed to be here to learn something, if you really think that, you might be in this forever. This is just going to continually get worse for you. And I've seen that. I've experienced that. So I want to just briefly mention why this affects some women and why it doesn't affect other women who go through divorce and single parenting, because I've went through that myself, of feeling like, why am I struggling with this when my friend who's also a single mom is not, she doesn't seem like she has this adrenal fatigue, this burnout at all. She seems like she's thriving. She had this major glow up after her divorce. And I'll tell you that it's three things. Again, three things. So the first is the mindset. The second is her level of support, because the more alone and isolated we feel, the stronger and worse the conflict, the internal conflict, which causes the symptoms, is going to be. A way to actually prevent conflict in your life is to have a massive support network, or not massive, but just massively helpful. Like people in your life that just support you so deeply. They just really show up for you. That is going to prevent you from having the conflict in the first place and not staying stuck in a hanging healing like I was for years. And then number three is, like, the most important of all, is the core beliefs about yourself. So some women have negative core beliefs from childhood. These all come from childhood. And some women don't, or they just have so few. And maybe the ones that they have are not associated with a relationship or a husband. Maybe their negative core beliefs are more about their body or making money or something other, unrelated. But like for me personally, my negative core beliefs that were established very early on in childhood, like around age 2 or 3, they were related to a partner. And so here's two examples. Example one, the mom without the core belief, um, the negative core belief related to her marriage, she gets divorced. She's now a single mom, but she has a core belief of, like, I matter even though I'm single. I matter regardless of whether I got divorced or I'm married. And everything works out for me. Like, if she has that core belief within her and she's receiving support, she has people around her to talk to process and to encourage her to move forward and move on. She's going to be open to opportunities. She's going to see opportunities in her life. She's going to have a glow up in her life. And she's going to actually feel better than before when she was in the marriage. She's probably going to remarry into a wonderful marriage afterwards, and her life will generally improve from the divorce. Whereas woman number two, like me and like you, if you're still watching this, we have I had, don't anymore, core beliefs of I don't matter, and especially like I don't matter in relation to this man or this marriage. So like if he's not treating me well, it's because I don't matter. If we're getting divorced and he's not fighting for the marriage, it's because I don't matter. That was the core belief that I found when I did the work to find it. So I felt alone. I felt very stuck and isolated, and I stayed very small. And it wasn't necessarily wrong or bad. I needed that in order to find and then release that core belief. I couldn't have found it if I would have just ignored all of this and like tried to just push through. I really did need a time, a phase in life of more quiet, more staying home, more inner work, inner child healing to resolve those core beliefs. That was the key. But what happened is that the I don't matter belief became self-fulfilling, and my everything in my life felt like I don't matter. I wasn't making much money. I was gaining weight. Like I never met another man. I never got into another relationship, and it kind of just felt like this never-ending um, roller coaster that's just going in a circle of I don't matter, and then this thing happens that proves to me I don't matter, and it just kept going. And it was getting worse. I was gaining weight, I was getting depressed, I was trying things like supplements and diet changes and lots of stuff that they recommend. I worked with different practitioners to change my minerals and all kinds of things, homeopathics, right? But none of it really made actual change until I looked at the core beliefs about myself. And once I changed those core beliefs, that's when I was able to get off that roller coaster, and the belief of I don't matter fell away. And now I know that I am someone who matters, because this is the part that I love to geek out on, is the psychology of this whole thing. Like this is kind of like the psychological explanation of why adrenal fatigue is happening. It's because the thoughts that you have, your thoughts are the root of everything. Your thoughts shape the emotions that your brain signals for you to feel. And those emotions that you're feeling, they actually control your decisions. So if you're thinking, I don't matter unconsciously, please understand this is very unconscious. I never once thought to myself, well, I don't matter, so whatever. I never thought anything. I have had the most positive self talk and affirmations over the past decade. So this was all happening unconsciously. And it wasn't until I learned that, and then I learned how to address the unconscious, that I could actually change this. So these unconscious thoughts we have tell our brain what emotional signals to send into our body. And then those emotional signals are what drive our decision making. And they're kind of like, I like to think of it like those colored glasses, how you can put on like blue blocking glasses. We literally put on opportunity, success, joy blocking glasses when we have these unconscious beliefs and thoughts of, I don't matter, I'm not lovable, I'm a failure, whatever it might be, because we literally don't see opportunities, potential relationships, potential ways to make money, potential support. We don't see it. We literally filter it out of our awareness because our core belief is something very negative that doesn't align with that. Whatever the core belief is, it's like, okay, that's my filter. I don't matter. So I'm not going to see things in the world that will prove to me I do matter. I'll only see, and like I'm literally filtering out the information coming in to my brain to prove to me I don't matter. Oh, look, I don't have any support. Oh, look, no family showing up to help me. Oh, look, I'm broke. I don't got no money. I can't pay my bills this month. Clearly, I don't matter. right? But that's actually not true. That's not reality. That is the filter, the lens that you're looking through, which can absolutely 100% be changed. You can take that off. We can throw it in the trash. We can burn it up in the fireplace if you want, but it can absolutely be changed. And you can start to see the world through the lens of I do matter, I am worthy, and success and joy and love and all these things can start to naturally come to you. So that's where I'm at now. I'm in that process of I have dissolved the limiting belief and I'm starting to step into the life where I know I matter, and the fruit of it is starting to show up, and it's starting to feel really exciting and really good. And I've gone through this process for lots of other things before, but this is how I'm specifically applying it to the adrenal fatigue, the burnout, and relating it to being a single mom. So I hope that this was informative. I really hope you had some aha moments. Homemade Gatorade. And I'm going to make more videos about this topic. So please subscribe to my channel. You can also come follow me on Instagram, where I make content every day. I'm probably only going to be posting here on YouTube once a week or every other week. So if you want to hear more about this kind of stuff more frequently, you can come follow me on Instagram. The link is below in the description. And I'm rooting for you. Okay. I'm rooting for you. I know that you can do this. If I did this, if I could rewire my limiting beliefs, and I'm going to tell you right now, sneak peek, like I'm spilling the truth here. It's not about affirmations. I've done affirmations and meditations to try to rewire my mind for over a decade, and it never worked permanently. I might have felt good for the next hour or two afterwards, but what I'm talking about right here is permanent change to your core beliefs about yourself. And that is truly life changing. That is what changes someone from, you know, being in a scarcity broke mindset and never becoming successful, even though that's what they truly want and they crave and they see everyone else doing it and they just wish, how could I get there, to actually getting there. It's truly about these core beliefs. So if you're curious and you want to know more about that, subscribe and we will continue learning more about it together.